Okay, unfortunately, Graves gonna go down here. Look how aggressive this flat is. Oh my goodness, the flat. Guys, what is up? I'm super excited today. We're going to be looking at C9 Zven playing Rakan in Challenger Elo. Look, this man is extremely high Elo. He is a fantastic support player, and I think there's a lot that we can learn from his gameplay. And so, look, I mean, right now he's ranked 6 on the ladder, basically at the very top of the North American rank ladder. And, you know, he plays a lot of Alistair, he plays a lot of Rakan, plays a lot of Rel. I, you know, kind of thought about who we might want to watch. I ended up deciding Rakan because, frankly, Rakan's an exciting champion. Has a lot of dashes, has a lot of engage, has a lot of disengage, a lot of ways you can play this, and I think there's actually a lot we can learn. And, you know, even looking at his OPGG, as we can see here, just like this man is really on a frenzy, been winning like crazy. I guess a bit tougher the past day or so, but still such a fantastic player. Used to be an 80 carry main, by the way, right? So has a really strong understanding of how bot lane should be played, understands these matchups in and out. There's at least one other pro in this game. There might be, you know, a pro on a Smurf that I'm just not aware of. But Jensen is the enemy mid laner playing Tristana. So let's take a look at how this goes, man. How does a challenger support carry from this role? There's a whole lot to learn. Let's get it. All right, guys, we are on the Rift. Look, we got Ezreal Rakan versus Aphelios and Rel. That Aphelios Rel combo, they can get aggressive. What I think is really cool about how you have to play this Ezreal Rakan 2v2, especially into, you know, champions like Aphelios and Rel, you really got to be graceful about it, right? You got to dodge their abilities. They're going to be coming at you. You kind of almost need to snake around them a little bit here. Especially with Rel's engage or Aphelios' little turret that he puts down. Ezreal can definitely do that. Rakan can definitely do that. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. As well, we have a Graves who it looks like he is starting topside. Both junglers are starting topside. You know, it makes sense to me that we'd want a path bot here for both junglers, being that both supports can engage really easily. As well, I mean, we don't necessarily want to path towards, you know, 2 tanks in the top lane, right? Generally not what happens. But let's take a look. I mean, Ezreal going to land a Q immediately, wasting absolutely 0 time. Rakan going to start autoing that wave, make sure we get that push. Remember, guys, in the second wave in bot lane, this is for bot lane, in the second wave, on the 3rd melee minion, you'll get level 2. Okay, so the Rel trying to get a bit aggressive here, takes a bit of damage. Looks like the Rakan Ezreal lane, which makes sense, double range, will get that level 2 first. And do they look for something here? I mean, in Challenger, they're going to be smart enough. They need to back right up. Okay. And look at what's really interesting here, guys. The Rakan has not actually put up skill point into an ability yet. He's sitting on that, you know, waiting to see if he needs that shield or if he needs that grand entrance, the W. Still hasn't placed a point yet. I mean, there's a chance that he doesn't until level 3. This is really smart, right? Because if Rel does decide to engage, or if Gragas comes bot super early, you're probably going to want to level that E, as Ezreal can then use his arcane shift out, and you can E to him. Really easy way to escape. Okay, they're in a bit of a weird spot here, right? This wave isn't pushed in, and Gragas is looking to come bottom. They are level 3. This bot lane is level 2, so it's looking okay. Ooh, Rel is gonna miss. And look at this re-engage. Really well done. Great arcane shift from Ezreal there. Rel does go for that flash. It's like they might have been able to layer that CC had that Q landed. And then obviously really nice re-engage there from the Rakan, getting a bit of health advantage now. Ooh. Big flash here, but I mean, they should just hard win this 3v3, no? Oh, okay, they do pick up first blood. Are they going to get a second? They don't, and the Tristana, I think in isolation they might be okay there, but this Tristana does roam down and does pick up a kill. Really nice stop of the recall there. He's just going to do it again. Him and Jensen know each other well. And so maybe a bit of trolling going on here. Yeah. And you guys, you see here, I just want to point that out again. You see how he spammed dance? Or maybe that was the joke. I'm not entirely sure. But emoting on your enemies is really important. Okay. Anyway. Okay, well, he does die there. He does give the Tristana mid into Vladimir. Her second kill. Maybe Vlad doesn't quite appreciate that. Do not recommend going for the, you know, the troll option there. For those of you in lower elos, typically does not work out. So, interesting wave state here though, guys. Like, this is a bit of a slow push toward the enemies, and Gragas does recognize this, and this is why it's dangerous in higher elo, right? As soon as that wave, we know it's slow pushing, could get really, really bad. They do manage to get out there, though. Ooh, Gragas is still here. Okay. So, they're playing... I can't really say they're playing weak side quite yet, but this Gragas has definitely been influencing how this lane's been going. Rel does not elect to drop the W after landing the Q. The wave is still in a bad position. This Gragas is going to come down again. I mean, this is just what happens in higher elo, guys. If you're... Oh, boy. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go down here. I mean, I guess we are watching Zven, but the thing is, this is something for you junglers out there. If you notice that a lane is in a tough position like this with the wave state itself, you need to be there. You need to gank that lane. Alright, so what has he picked up so far? Boots and Ruby. He has picked up a pink ward as well. I have seen games, guys, where this Rakan, specifically Zven, buys a ton of pinks. Of course, they're looking... Okay, that was actually played really interesting. So, look at this. Basically, the entire enemy blue team collapsing on top of this Tristana, who is actually going to flash forward. I didn't realize that she flashed forward the first time, and doesn't get the kill despite the Shen ult. Wow. Really well done from the Rakan, and really from the entire blue team, recognizing that that collapse was available. And here's another tip, guys. Look, the Rakan doesn't just instantly go back bot. He recognizes the wave state mid, and he's actually going to help his mid laner shove that all the way in. If he hadn't... Ooh, does... Oh my goodness gracious, that would have been an absolute calamity for Vladimir. But I just want to point out here, guys, Rakan didn't just leave instantly, right? He actually stayed to shove in that wave. That's not just the jungler's responsibility to help out in that regard, but supports can absolutely do that too. And then obviously they recognize Rel is mid, and they can get aggressive on the Aphelios there. So, well played overall from this Rakan so far. And Rel is still not here, so guess what they get to do? Shove in this wave. Maybe. There's probably not quite a dive angle. This Rakan is not 6 yet. Ooh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. I take that back, man. I take that back. I thought they were simply too low on resources, and I was thinking that, you know, with the amount of damage that Aphelios does have Oh, you know what? He elected to go for Berserker's Greaves first. Okay. I think if he went for, like, AD rather than attack speed, this wave would have been one shot. But Berserker's Greaves, in my opinion, was all the difference here, because it just took too long to kill the wave itself. If he had if he had a Noon Quiver, for example, right, I think that wave gets destroyed, and there probably is no dive there without Rakan being level 6. But really nice from Graves, really nice from Rakan, recognizing that was possible. I really like this ward, by the way, guys. Usually I place it a little bit closer to the right, but that's really means nothing whatsoever. That's more personal preference. This ward is extremely important for you know, helping out your jungler, helping out your own lane as well, because you get to see two camps at the same time. I don't think they can quite engage here. Oh, that body slam is gonna miss, actually. Rakan still doesn't have 6, man. Neither does Rel. It would have been huge there, though. Okay, she hits 6 off the wave and is gonna cast it immediately. Still goes down. Man. It's crazy to me. Like, he just hit 6 now. 10 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Feels really late, but obviously, like, a lot has been happening, right? He's going to stay around mid. They are going to look to dive. Like, now he does have this ult. It makes perfect sense. Okay. Anyway, still makes perfect sense. Ooh, the Shen ult. Oh, man. Okay, still goes down. And the Rel should die here as well. Yep. Well played overall. The Hex Flash, you know, he was giving his buddy Jensen he was giving his buddy Jensen just a chance, right? You know, just a small chance to live there. But you know, again, well played, recognizing that there's a dive opportunity, and then here using all this priority that they have, no Shen ults, no mid laner, no support, right? So it's just free. It's just free. They get to kill Gragas here. Do they escape? This Tristan is close. Oh, I'm actually really surprised that Rakan didn't go with Graves there. I think they both would have been fine. And they're both going to go down. I don't... again, I'm not going to pretend like I fully understand a 1300 LP Challenger's decision-making, right? In my own head there, I would be thinking, I know that Tristan is coming back to lane, and so cutting through mid lane there's a really big chance that we actually know, or that we actually have Tristana jumping on our head there. We see Rift Herald being dropped mid, so we want to go help. Rakan's arrival actually is going to save Vladimir too. This has been an action-packed game so far, man. Just gonna take a sip of water. Doing this commentary is hard work, guys. What can I say? Body Slam is gonna land. And Rakan's gonna cast that ulti. Nothing really comes out of it. Great grand entrance to dodge that. I don't think he wouldn't have died from the Moonlight Vigil. But he also would not have been able to participate in potentially stalling this dragon. I don't think they're going to be able to anyway. But we don't want to take, obviously, unnecessary damage there. No point in kind of egoing the fact that ults won't kill you. So he's just looking mid again. They do have that priority. Already starts to walk up, dropping wards in the enemy jungle. Coming around on this Tristana. Really nice leap from Tristana there. Notice how this Rakan, he tries to give as little time to react for people as possible, right? The second that she notices that Rakan is there, already flashing. Oh, can he help this Vlad? No. I mean, it was a good try from the Vlad. I see what he's trying to do, but it's just not going to be enough. Just on it now. Try to stop this back. No. Okay, and so far he's gone for Merc Treads. I think it's really common, obviously, to buy Lucidities. This game, however, what's really interesting about Merc Tread buy here is that he's not buying this, obviously, for any AP damage, right? Yes, there is Gragas, who's going to deal a lot of AP damage this game, but that's it. There's an AD bot, AD, an AD mid, tank top, right? Not a ton of AP on the enemy team, but rather he's got this, of course, for the tenacity. Far too often I see lower elo supports thinking like the only way you can buy mercs is if the enemy team has a mix of CC and AP. I just don't think that's true. He's obviously completely valuing that tenacity over, you know, any type of armor, any type of magic resist in this game. Okay, bit of a standoff from the supports. The thumbs up. So Rel is actually going to win the psychic battle here. I think thumbs up is easily the best emote in the game. If you're not constantly spamming it, like you're probably going to lose more LP than you gain. Okay, he's going to Hex Flash. I don't know if they're quite looking for anything here. The blue team is collapsing here. We could get a huge fight here. It's looking like we are. Let's see how this pans out. Yeah, Rel's gonna engage here. Aphelios, great kiting. You're gonna use both sums. That was beautiful from the Aphelios. Wow. Wow, that was beautiful. Look, I know it didn't go great for blue team here. However, I want to point out that even though we saw Rel kind of get a great engage off on two of our teammates, we're still looking for the enemy carry, right? And I mean, red team is going to come out on top there big time. So, I mean, look, guys, they're down 3,000 gold. What I kind of like about this now is we actually get to see firsthand how does an LCS player, how does a high challenger player, one of the top on the NA server, actually come back in a game like this where they're down 3.5k gold. Or not quite, I guess, a little under 3k gold. You know, someone told me, oh, let's see what happens with the Trist. He's just dead. Yeah. See, okay. Wait. This is one of the few times I want to go back and actually just see what happened here. So, okay. He didn't have Grand Entrance up because he used it for map mobility. That's sometimes the risk. You know, obviously did not work out for him here. About what I was saying, you know, someone recently told me that, let's watch this grace while we're waiting. Someone recently told me that in high elo, if you get behind like this, you know, 3, 4, 5k gold, you need to just FF because the players are just too good. They're too good, they're not going to make mistakes. But if anything, like, we will see how the blue team handles this, but I want this to be a lesson, right? You should not FF even if there are rank, you know, 1 through 5 on the enemy team, because there is absolutely opportunity for people to fail. There's opportunity for people to get too greedy, to, you know, I forgot I'm watching Rakan here, my bad. There's opportunity for people to throw their leads in, like, infinite amount of ways. Okay, so Rakan playing off the prio that we have top. Red team going for Dragon. He's got at least one ward in that top side. And Ezreal just doesn't respect, man. That was just not good. Again, how does Rakan play this? Ooh, he's okay, they end up going for the Vlad instead. Vlad does escape with that W. Oh, great re-engage. I think that was a phenomenal try. He wanted to, you know, potentially catch the Aphelios under tower there. And like, one thing I notice about the higher elo that I go you know, for those of you that don't know, like, I was that guy who would hit Diamond 4 every year and then just stop playing, you know, maybe DK down to Plat 1, or, you know, or just maintain D4. Last year, I really made the decision that I wanted to be higher, I want to be higher elo, right? I wanted to be higher up in Diamond, and so I made that push to high Diamond. I really worked on myself, and, you know, it worked out. One thing that I noticed, the higher that I climbed and the players got a bit better, the supports became a lot more aggressive. And I think that's one thing we can definitely take away from Zven here. He's always looking to engage on the enemy carries. So let's see here. We got Baron spawning right away. Take another sip of water. It's dry today. Okay. Rakan finds that engage onto Aphelios, and this is looking like a disaster for the red team. Wow. Okay, the jungler goes down too. I mean, Shen has no ult. I don't think there's any way that they don't get Baron here. This is the kind of throw, guys. Even though that red team was up a whole lot on the blue team here, it just didn't matter. All you need is that one pick, guys. And especially you support players, right? You're playing engaged champions. You can be the ones to find that pick. That is something unique about support that is undervalued, right? You're oftentimes just thinking, oh, I just need to stand beside my carry and just keep them alive, and if they don't deal damage, then we lose. But the reality is, on champs like Ali, on champs like Rakan, on champs like Thresh or Blitz, anything with engage, Leona, right? Even any champ with CC, like Senna can do this. If you find that pick on the enemy carry, you will solo win that game. And I just want to see more of you guys being confident in that way. So now they have Baron, they can start to really potentially take control of the game here. Rakan's still trying to get those, wards out. He did go elect for a Locket this game, so obviously, like, very defensive style build. I've seen him build even Shroud before. Here we go. Kind of running at the red team here. Yeah, good grand entrance away. We don't want to take too much damage from the Trist, even though it's still half our HP. But we just can't afford to be out of this fight. So they do get that mid tower. Shen does have ulti up, and I'm sure they're ready to respect that. Ooh, this could be sketchy, actually. Great charm. He's gonna land it on a few people, and now he's just trying to kite to save his own life. Not quite gonna get it, but I don't know. Is the blue team is? Yeah, it looks like they're just strong enough. This Vlad is scaled. That was a really sketchy start to the fight. Not ideal, as they just, you know, are totally face checking the more engaged champions on that red team. Doesn't end up mattering. The Rakan does get pretty much all the CC off, so, you know, in some fights that's all you can do. Okay, unfortunately Graves gonna go down here. Look how aggressive this Vlad is. Oh my goodness, Vlad. Oh my goodness, bro thought he was Dracula himself, but it just wasn't meant to be. Oh my goodness. It always, like, guys, that was a challenger player, by the way. I just wanted that to sink in. It looks hilarious, right? Obviously he had a plan. If he got that Q off, maybe gets his pool out too, then it's okay. But I mean, at the end of the day, challenger players can make these mistakes. Okay, we got the Rakan back here. I doubt that they attempt to steal here. It is Dragon Soul though, which really sucks. But what can you do, right? So man, we got something back and forth here, guys. This is a pretty fun game to watch. Okay. So how do we move forward here, right? We're looking for what objective is going to be up next. Now that Soul is gone, obviously it's going to be the Baron. So I would not be surprised to see. Ooh, is he in trouble here? He needs to use the ult to get away. Oh. Okay, nice peel, actually. That was a really, really nice turn, and I also like how he attempted to charm the Rel or the Trist before he even tried to fully get out of there. So you can see, even when he's on the run, guys, like, he's still trying to look for spaces to land CC, to be aggressive. I think this is a big thing that separates the lower elo supports from the higher elo supports. They are going to knock down that inner turret. Can they crack the base here? Rakan is kind of out of the fight. Let's see how he plays this coming in. Okay, maybe there's nothing to go for here. He does drop his shield. Okay, no ultimates on the red team, and looks like no ultimates on the blue team as well. Lots of sums down. I don't think there's a whole lot going on here. Red team is totally chasing this right in, though. Okay, so probably just a reset here. I'm sure. I'm interested to see, actually, does he buy another pink ward? He is known to be a 2 pink ward stacker. Let's see what he does. So he picks up that Knight's Vow. Does not pick up another pink ward. He couldn't afford it, actually, so that would probably be the reason why. Is going into debt with the futures market. Let's see, who does he drop the Knight's Vow on? Probably Graves, right? Who is... Okay, he drops it on his 80 carry, right as I say that. Decides to drop Knight's Vow on his 0-3 carry. You know, with that said, like, a 2.5 item Ezreal, this is really the point where he starts to take off. So I'm sure Zven is actually thinking, hey, if Ezreal can finish Lord Doms or, you know, get to that 3-4 item spike, he's going to be slapping. Oh boy. This is the second time that he has to use that ulti to get out. And, like, one thing I think we're seeing about Zven's gameplay that I find so interesting, he toes that line of, like, aggression that is good and helpful and, you know, getting that vision down aggressively, trying to force plays, and, you know, I guess the other side of that would be, like, more or less inting, right? Like, just losing your ult for free. Man, looks like blue team's just going to win this fight without him even have to cast a spell here. Does finally get that shield off, but just misses the grand entrance. So, frankly, he didn't really have to do much in that fight. That was a really well-played fight from the blue team. And, I mean, do they... Actually, they might just be able to end off this. The wave was in a great state for them, and they're all together. All of them are up. I think they just end off this. So look, guys, I mean, if this is the end of the game, like, what have we learned? A, you have to drop emotes. B, you need to spam dance. Okay, as he DCs... okay. He probably knew that the game was over. Alright, guys, look. What did we learn in all seriousness? He toes that line between aggression and potentially putting himself in danger so well. And that's very, very difficult to do. I think it takes, you know, you could say a lifetime of learning League of Legends to be able to do that phenomenally well. You know, he's constantly backing to refresh those wards. He's constantly trying to get priority in lanes. He's playing off priority. Overall, like, you can tell that Zven just sees the map so well. But look, if you enjoyed this video, guys, if you learned something, I'm going to be spectating a lot more pros. I want to see and learn from the pros themselves. How do they play this game? And not just that, there's so much more content coming out, guys. So I hope you guys have a great day. I would really appreciate a like and a sub on the video. If we are not already at 100 subs by the time that this drops, I just want you to know we're doing an RP giveaway for 100 subs. So get in on that subscriber list. Have yourselves a great day. Pope Pay out.